Ever wondered why your pie crust isn't as crumbly as you'd like? Well, you're not alone. It's a culinary secret that bakers, both amateur and professional, grapple with on a daily basis. Subscribe as we expose the evils of big food and big pharma, and what you can do to stay healthy when they're trying to make you sick. So, the secret to that perfect flaky texture is actually all about a little thing called shortening. Yep, you heard that right. It's not about the technique or the type of flour you use, it's all about the fat. You see, shortening is just fat at room temperature, and it plays a pivotal role in baking. It's what gives your baked goods that lovely soft crumble. But not all fats are created equal. In fact, the type of fat you use can make or break your pie crust. So the secret to a crumbly pie crust is all about the fat you use. Intrigued? Stick around. Shortening, it sounds simple, doesn't it? But there's a fascinating science behind it. Now let's delve into the molecular world of fats. Picture a fat molecule as a little warrior with a shield and a spear. In the battle of baking, this warrior's job is to fight off gluten, the protein that makes dough tough and elastic. When you mix flour with water, gluten proteins form a network, like a sticky spider's web. But introduce our fat warriors into the mix, and they slide in between the gluten molecules, blocking them from bonding with each other. This is what gives shortening its name. It shortens the gluten strands, preventing them from forming long, tough networks, and instead giving us that tender, crumbly texture we all love in pastries. Now, not all warriors are alike. The type of fat used in shortening can drastically change the texture of your baked goods. For instance, if you use butter, which is about 80% fat and 20% water, you'll get a flaky, layered texture, perfect for croissants and puff pastries. On the other hand, if you use a fat like lard, which is 100% fat, you'll get a tender, crumbly texture, ideal for pie crusts and shortbread. That's because lard melts at a higher temperature than butter, so it keeps the dough firm for longer, allowing the water in the dough more time to evaporate before the fat melts and leaves behind its tender, crumbly pockets. And then there's vegetable shortening like Crisco, which is also 100% fat. But unlike lard, it's made from vegetable oils that have been hydrogenated to make them solid at room temperature. This gives it a high melting point, making it great for creating stable structures in baked goods. But, as we'll see, it's a horrible option. So, not all fats are created equal when it comes to baking. Check it out. You might be thinking, okay, so what fats should I be using? Well, let's dive in. First up, we have the heavyweight champion of the shortening world, lard. Yes, lard. Now, before you wrinkle your nose, remember that lard is just pig fat. It's been used for centuries and it has a high smoke point, making it perfect for baking. Plus, it gives your pie crust that sought-after flaky texture. So give lard a chance. It might just become your secret weapon in the kitchen. Next up is butter. Ah, butter, our beloved friend. It's creamy, it's flavorful, and it's a baking staple. But here's the deal. Butter has a lower smoke point than lard, which means it can burn if not handled properly. However, its rich flavor more than makes up for this minor inconvenience. Just remember, all good things in moderation. Now let's talk about ghee, or clarified butter. Ghee is butter that's been simmered and strained to remove all the water and milk solids. This process gives ghee a higher smoke point than regular butter, and a nutty flavor that's just divine. If you're looking for a healthier alternative to butter, ghee might be your golden ticket. Finally, we have olive oil. Yes, you heard that right. Olive oil isn't just for salads and sautés, it's a great substitute for shortening, especially in savory pastries. It has a high smoke point, and it's packed with heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. However, its distinctive taste might not work with all recipes. So, there you have it. 4 different fats, each with their unique properties, all capable of giving you that crumbly texture we all crave in our baked goods. Whether you choose lard, butter, ghee, or olive oil, remember that the key is to understand how each fat behaves in your recipes. So, it's clear that certain fats and oils make better shortening, but let's not forget about health. Now, you might be wondering about vegetable oils. They're healthy, right? Well, not so fast. You see, vegetable oils like Crisco, soybean oil, and canola oil are often the go-to choices for shortening. But here's the rub. They might not be the best for your health. You might be thinking, wait a minute, aren't they made from vegetables? Well, yes, but that doesn't automatically make them healthy. It's like saying a chocolate chip cookie is a health food because it has oats. Vegetable oils are high in polyunsaturated fats, which in moderation can be part of a healthy diet. But the problem lies in the balance. Our diets often contain too much of these fats, and not enough of the healthier monounsaturated and saturated fats. This imbalance can lead to inflammation and other health issues. Moreover, these oils are heavily processed. They go through an intense procedure of pressing, heating, and chemical treatment before they reach our kitchens. This process can strip the oils of their natural nutrients and introduce harmful substances. For instance, partially hydrogenated vegetable oils like Crisco are high in trans fats, which have been linked to heart disease. Also, let's not forget about the high omega-6 content in these oils. While omega-6 fatty acids are essential for our body, an excess can lead to inflammation and increase the risk of chronic diseases. And guess what? The average modern diet is already loaded with omega-6 thanks to these vegetable oils. Now, don't get me wrong, not all vegetable oils are bad. Some, like olive oil and avocado oil, are actually beneficial. But the commonly used ones like soybean, canola, and the likes are not the best choices for shortening or for your health in general. So, we've busted the myth that all vegetable oils are good for you. But don't worry, there are healthier alternatives. So stick around because in the next scene we'll be diving into those healthier fats you can use for your crumbly pie crusts and delectable desserts. So we've talked about the bad guys. Now let's focus on the heroes of the shortening world. Let's start with lard. Now before you wrinkle your nose, let's clear up some misconceptions. Lard, or pig fat, has been unfairly demonized. When rendered properly, it's a rich source of healthy monounsaturated fats, similar to those found in avocados and olive oil. Plus, its high smoke point makes it perfect for frying or sautéing without breaking down into harmful compounds. Next up, butter. The buttery goodness that makes everything taste better. Besides its heavenly taste, butter is packed with vitamins A, E, and K too. It's also rich in fatty acids that can improve heart health. Use it in your baking for a rich flavor and a tender, flaky texture. Then we have ghee, the golden child of the culinary world. This clarified butter has a high smoke point and a nutty flavor that can take your baking to new heights. Plus, it's lactose and casein-free, making it a great option for those with dairy sensitivities. And finally, olive oil. This Mediterranean marvel is a powerhouse of monounsaturated fats and antioxidants. While it may seem unconventional to use in baking, it can lend a unique flavor and moistness to your baked goods. Just remember to choose extra virgin olive oil for maximum health benefits. Now, incorporating these healthier fats into your baking is easier than you might think. Substitute them one for the amount of shortening your recipe calls for. You might need to make minor adjustments to the baking temperature or time, but the end result will be worth it. So there you have it, the good, the bad, and the buttery. Remember, the key to healthier shortening isn't about completely eliminating fats from your diet, it's about choosing the right kinds of fats. The ones that not only enhance the flavor and texture of your food but also nourish your body. So healthier shortening is possible, it's all about making smarter choices. So, we've been on quite a journey, haven't we? Let's wrap this up. We've delved into the mystery of the crumbly pie crust and discovered that the secret lies in shortening. But not just any shortening, oh no, the trick is in using healthy fats. We've journeyed through the science of shortening, understanding that it's simply fat at room temperature. Vegetable oil might be the common choice, but we've seen that it's not necessarily the healthiest. Dough made with these oils might give us a nice crumbly crust, but what's the cost to our health? We've uncovered the truth about healthier alternatives. Lard, butter, ghee, olive oil. These are the superheroes of the shortening world. They not only give us that perfect crumbly crust, but they do so without the health risks associated with vegetable oils like Crisco, soybean oil, or canola oil. Remember, a crumbly pie crust is just a healthy fat away. Subscribe and join us as we expose the many evils of the food and health industry and show you the actual good stuff. Happy baking!